Hello, good morning. Happy Easter. I'm saying it's Happy Easter because today is Easter Sunday. It's lovely. I think you might be able to see from where I am, in the background. So I've come for a walk, and while I'm on the walk, I thought I'd do a story time and explain the cruise we're about to do and how we've come to do it and how it wasn't the original plan. So I've got my herbal tea. So if you'd like to hear the story of how Celebrity Cruises got me to book not one but two Virgin Voyages, continue watching, get yourself a drink and enjoy the story time. Hello, I'm Lee, and I love travelling, and that's why I've started this travel vlog. And in a few weeks' time, me and my husband have got the first of some pretty incredible trips planned for the next 12 months. We're doing a transatlantic cruise with Virgin on Scarlet Lady, going from Miami to Barcelona, which will take 15 nights, 8 days at sea, straight out of Miami, and we're really looking forward to it. I'm getting out of breath. Talking and vlogging at the same time is actually pretty difficult. But yeah, this wasn't the original plan. That wasn't the original transatlantic that we had planned. The original plan was that we'd be doing a transatlantic with Celebrity on the Beyond, sailing out of Rome in November or October of last year. We booked it while we were on the Equinox back in January of 2023 in the Caribbean. It was a lovely way to start the new year. And we booked it whilst we were on board because the deal that was being offered at the time was so good, it made it difficult to say no, really. So we booked the transatlantic on the Beyond, which at that point was still Celebrity's newest ship. We had a sunset veranda room, and the deal at the time still included the original all-included package of drinks, Wi-Fi and tips, so we were very excited. I had to change arm because, vlogger's arm. Anyway, we were so excited. We disembarked in Fort Lauderdale after the cruise, and upsettingly, Celebrity had other ideas. In July of 2023, we got this email that I'll put on screen somewhere that basically explains they were cancelling Beyond's European season and that it would be redeployed to the Caribbean and how great it was for them as a business. The email, you'll notice, isn't addressed to me, Lee, just dear guest. But they did say that they'd give us some future cruise credit or onboard spend if we booked another one with them. And because I really wanted to do a transatlantic cruise on an Edge class ship, I looked at what other options were available to us, if there were any other options, and saw there was another transatlantic, but this time on the Apex, going from Portugal to Miami, which was just a week or two after the original sail date. We went ahead and booked it, really excited. We're still going to get to do our dream vacation, our dream holiday. But again, unfortunately, Celebrity had other ideas. So 3 or 4 weeks after the new booking, we got this email, very similar to the last, again, not addressed to me, just dear guest or dear valued guest, that said the ship would now be in dry dock, and that because of that, all cruises on the Apex across those dates were now cancelled. It happened again. Because of that, and because Celebrity had let us down twice, and it really showed they didn't necessarily care about the customers, we decided to pause the idea of doing the transatlantic with Celebrity, and I looked at what other cruise options would be available to us in 2024. And it's around that time that I've been seeing lots of content, lots of vlogs, lots of updates from people on how great Virgin was. So after a bit of research, I took the plunge and we booked a 7-night cruise for me and my husband, going from Greece in Athens for a Greek island glow cruise, going to Santorini, Mykonos, Rhodes and Bodrum. And it was lovely. It really blew our mind and opened our eyes about what other cruise options were available to us, what other cruise lines were like. And because it was still a brand new ship at that point, the Resilient Lady, we just loved it. And it was while on board that we had a chat with the lovely person on the Future Cruise desk, and we talked to her about what transatlantic options would be available with Virgin. We saw that in May of 2025 there was a sailing from Miami all the way to Barcelona, and that really appealed to us. It was on Scarlet Lady, so a different ship, but we were able to get the same room that we had on Resilient, and because the deal was so good, we went ahead and booked it. And that is what we're doing in 12 days' time. We'll be flying out to Miami, boarding the Scarlet Lady, and spending 8 full days at sea before we reach the Canary Islands. So if you'd like to see what we get up to on our trip, if you'd like to see what 8 straight days at sea does to me, then hit like, hit follow, subscribe, and leave a comment maybe, and yeah, come along for the journey.